Hey Raghunath, tell everyone about our Patreon community.
Sure, Kastuba. The Wisdom of the Sages Patreon community is an incredible online yoga resource. If you like the type of yoga wisdom and culture we share on the show, then our Patreon community is a great next step. This is a listener-supported podcast, and any level of sponsorship will unlock a wide range of live and archived classes, talks, and even workshops.
Raghunath teaches, I teach, and we have a host of other excellent teachers on topics ranging from yoga philosophy, asana classes, storytelling, Ayurveda, kirtan, cooking, meditation, and a lot more.
We even have an incredible online Bhakti 12-step recovery group.
So if you want to check it out, go to patreon.com/wisdom of the sages.
All right, let's get it on.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Come on!
Live from Govardhan Hill, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center, New York, Kastuba Das. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to Govardhan Hill. Woo! It's Kartik.
Doesn't look like Govardhan Hill.
Doesn't look like Govardhan Hill. It looks sort of like a hotel lobby, doesn't it? That's sort of like where it is, what it is. It's the Govardhan Retreat Center. We're here. They're singing the Damodar Astakam, the 8 prayers, glorifying baby Krishna. Every day it happens. They say if you offer a lamp means not like your living room lamp. It means sort of like a candle. They call those lamps
Lava
here. Lava lamp. Don't offer that. If you offer like a little candle, a little flame, a little camphor lamp, a little ghee lamp, a little oil lamp, you get so much benefit. We heard a story yesterday, Kastuba. I don't know if you heard the show yesterday. There was a rat.
No, I know that one.
There, you heard the rat? The rat did something.
Mhm.
What did he do, Mara?
Well, it smelled the ghee, and so it like grabbed the candle and was running around.
It was running around.
Sometimes the wick it kind of burns out and just needs to be adjusted a little bit. And then the mouse went over to kind of like eat a little of the ghee wick, and it kind of adjusted so that it kept burning bright. Is it that one? Or is it the one where he's running around the temple?
He got burnt and he ran around with that burning one.
That's
in
the
his
circumambulation.
Yeah, and he made great benefit. So
Burn yourself.
we got there's a lesson there about the joy of getting burnt, the upside of getting burnt. Anyway, welcome to Govardhan Hill. Me and Mara had a big day today. We went into with Bhakti Vinod, went into Vrindavan. It was like we're trying to compartmentalize our shopping, so we just do it on one day. Now we're done with it. But it was a day to go to Vrindavan. We started off just seeing Krishna Balaram. And the first 2 people we see are Madhava and Kishori Johnny. They're the first 2 people that sort of welcomed it. Going to be like, and she just led a big pilgrimage with like 64 people. Madhava was on pilgrimage. And he was with Satchidananda Swami, and he was with us on our pilgrimage. Then we had dinner. We wound it up our day having dinner with the Auto Bar, and that was a great day. He was the director, the writer of the Hare Krishna movie. So all in all, it was quite wonderful. But we're exhausted.
Mara,
We're
Barely
really barely made it back, people.
Mara got a nice new outfit there. I see.
No, that's old, Prabhu.
Is it?
Well, it's not that.
You got to notice these things, Kastuba.
I've never
I think
seen it
it's the
before.
first time I've
noticed.
worn it on the show. It was
the
a
first
gift,
time she wore it.
actually. It was a gift from Chanchal.
Oh,
It kind of
Precious
looks
guy.
like you're outdoing us here. It's like you kind of look like you're ready for a professional broadcast.
That's what I'm going for. I'm going to one up.
I got a very
Try to
cool
lift the
shirt
rest
on
of us
here.
up.
You got a very cool shirt on, sir.
Yeah.
I think you got to upgrade from the t-shirt.
I know. Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's you're kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah, put on a Bundy.
I don't have a
Oh.
Bundy.
You don't have a Buckle Bundy?
Nope.
You need a
You're
Buckle
the king
Bundy.
of the
I don't even have a
Buckle
kurta. I don't have any of that stuff.
Come on, man.
Wow.
No,
I
that's
love
not
dressing
my,
up
it's
in
not my
India.
Style. It's not my style.
I got my new style, man. All yellow. All yellow is my new look.
Big
Oh,
Bird.
yeah, you love
Big Yes, Big Bird.
Or what do they call those Easter things? Peeps,
Peeps.
marshmallow peep.
Yeah. Okay. You can call it that too. Peeps. Oh, Krishna.
All right.
All
I
right.
had a
So let's get
wonderful
on.
day. Hey, oh no, my day doesn't
What'd you-
count. Only Raghunath on his pilgrimage counts.
Tell me. What did you do?
Well, I've worked a lot on the book, and Tara's a huge help working on it. He and I go through it, and he's got a lot of helpful suggestions.
He's a clever guy.
Yeah, and then, but in the afternoon, I bathed in the Ganga, and I came back, and then I went to Chema rounds in the temple. It's beautiful in the temple. Deities are so incredibly beautiful. It's insane, and everybody's offering lamps like crazy. It's incredible. And then, you know what I did then, Raghunath? I wandered on over to Prabhupada's Samadhi, and there's, I went up on that upper outdoor level, and I was just chanting up
Yeah.
there.
That's
And just
cool.
thousands and thousands of Bengali pilgrims coming in. They're all excited to see Prabhupada, like their local hometown sadhu who
Hero,
took bhakti
right.
all around the world. They're all just thousands and thousands of people milling around, doing the kind of the tour. They go through all that kind of museum thing where it has like the dioramas of Prabhupada going to the West and all that stuff. And it's really
I'm
touching.
overwhelmed with appreciation for Prabhupada on this trip. Like
Yeah.
wherever we go, it's like me and Mara were saying today, like the Krishna Balaram Temple is such a great place. If I was to say, okay, listen, you get really into Krishna consciousness or be born into Krishna consciousness, your life's mission is to open a temple in Vrindavan that has a restaurant and a guest house. Do that. And if you did that, I'd be like, wow, it's pretty good. You did it. You got Krishna. You're very Krishna conscious.
Well done.
And you built a temple.
Yeah.
Well done
Well
with
done.
your life.
Yeah.
No.
A
He
life,
did that all
life
around
well
the
lived.
world in 11 years. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger since he left. It's quite amazing. His position can never be relativized in my heart.
I feel that's really important. Not that we don't that he be seen as he was that person who was empowered to take bhakti all around the world.
Yeah.
And I think our real ability to come together is really to come together in his wake, in a sense, like, following in his path, like that. Okay. So we get into the questions.
Yeah, do you guys want a couple announcements first?
No.
Yeah, that'd be
Over
good, Mara.
announcements. I'm really over announcements.
Are you?
There's got to be, can't we just put them on our website?
Announcements. I want to let people know about the Back to Recovery group meetings. We have
I
so
keep
many.
meeting people. I keep meeting others out there.
You
walking
really
through
don't
Vrindavan.
want to do announcements, are you?
Okay, go.
Thank you. Back to Recovery group meetings today at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. and 9 p.m.
By the way, this camera angle is bad. It makes me look like I'm a slouch. I'm not a slouch. This is a really bad angle, right? I'm just sort of, doesn't make me look like a newscaster.
Continuing on with our announcements.
Yes.
Mangala Chitra Devi is offering her asana class for our Patreon members this Wednesday evening. It's sort of a slow flow class at 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Slow flow.
And we'll
Honey
have to-
flow.
we think we're going to do the show tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
That's what we're
No,
thinking.
we're committing to that. Do you see, Raghunath? That's how you commit to it, and then you
You know
build your
what?
life around that. All right, that's how it works.
Well,
Okay, but then we might change it.
I have
But
another.
I'm on a pilgrimage.
I have another spiritual. I have another spiritual aphorism. Leave room for the magic, Kastuba. Don't live your life in straight
I've
lines.
been on a pilgrimage.
I sometimes I color out of the lines. I'm crazy like that.
Messy
All right.
like that.
Should we move on to
I
some
finger
questions?
paint. Go ahead.
Should we move on to some questions
Sure.
from people?
Yeah. Should I read the first
All
one? Or are we going to do jujitsu?
Well, we
nuts
have
first?
jujitsu.
Well, we got
Nath here.
jujitsu
Do you wanna
now. Let's
start?
get this guy in here.
Let's get him up there.
Please welcome Jujitsu Nath, the Lord of Jujitsu, aka Mukunda. He's the only guy after got initiated. We kept his Zoom name. Welcome to the show, Jujitsu Nath.
Hare Krishna.
How are you? How are you doing?
Hanging in there. I'm a mess.
I really.
Here.
He's not a mess. He's really good.
My lungi
he's
is about to fall off.
Oh, your lungi. Yeah, you might have some lungi issues. Been there, done that. I almost had the disrobing of Raghunath yesterday at Chandra Sarovara. I was just like walking in. I started getting lower and lower. I was like, oh no. Ever have those knots on your dhotis where they sort of self untie? It's like whoop.
I don't do the knot, Raghunath. They roll it.
Yes, you can roll it. You're skinny. I
You
have
guys
a
can roll.
I can't roll because when I roll, as I gets to the waist, it gets
Then
looser.
you just got to jack it
Right?
up.
You got to suck
Jack
it
it-
in, I guess.
Jack it up, Raghunath.
I don't like it. I don't trust the roll. There's too
But
much.
the knot's not working for you.
Sometimes it
yourself.
works. Most of the time it works,
Okay.
but 10% of the time I say, and that's not a great percentage. It's just like whoopee. It's just it's
Yeah,
like a
one out of
magic
every-
knot.
1 out of every 10 days, your pants falling down in public is not a good. it's not a good percentage.
At a holy place. Hey, who's your guru there with the pants falling down? And at that point, I'm always like, Mara, grab everything I'm carrying. Take off this flower garland.
All right, let's
All
get
right.
serious here. Jiu-Jitsu Nath.
Jiu-Jitsu Nath.
Yes, I can't remember exactly how I worded it.
But what'd you do today?
We have it. We do have it here.
You got to keep the mic
Okay.
close.
What
What'd
did I
you do
today?
today? I'm curious.
I went to Radakund and explored and visited a bunch of temples and lost my material mind.
All right. Beautiful.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's garland
From
from where he discovered Radha and Shamakun's.
right.
Wow.
They kicked me out because I was chanting, but it was time for boga.
okay. All right.
Oh, and then Bhagavatam class with Vaisheshika Prabhu.
Vaisheshika Prabhu. Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Which was amazing.
That's what you do when you go find a sadhu like that. Opening it all up there.
He's reading
Mm.
6 hours a day.
You were reading 6 hours
No,
a day?
he's reading.
Oh,
6
he
hours
is.
a
Oh,
day.
okay.
Every Kartik he
cool.
comes to Govardhan and reads Bhagavatam 6 hours a day. Does Prikrama every day. Good sangha. All right.
All right. Here's his question.
All right. With it being Kartik, what are some ways that we can benefit the most spiritually? I know that we should always chant more, read more, etc. But are there any specific practices that the two of you Prabhus can recommend?
Raghu.
Well, you're doing one of them. You're coming to the holy place during Kartik. It's great to be here. Everything comes even more magnified in a holy place. We mentioned that yesterday. I said triple coupons. I was corrected by Krishna Murari. No. What he said, 1 lakh.
Hundreds of-
1 lakh.
1 lakh coupon.
1 lakh coupons.
What is 1 lakh again? Is that 100,000?
I think a lakh is 100,000 and a crore is a
Crore
million.
is a million. Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
But-
10,000. One of them is 10,000. Lakh is 10,000. Crore is million. Is that it?
Someone figure that out and put it on the message board, please.
When they start talking lakh and crore, even if I know
love
which
it.
one it is, I start doing the
love it.
math. I love it too, but I have no idea.
We
I
should
just
have that. Yeah.
categorize it as a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But anyway, you just add because it's hard because not everyone's here on pilgrimage. Some people are still going on with life, believe it or not. They have to go to work, even on Kartik. It's so funny how somehow in Indians, a country where it's not like there are very wealthy here, but there's a lot of poor people who just say, you know what? We're taking the entire month off, damn it. And they're just like, leave their work, close up their shop and take the entire family. And this is Epcot. This is Disneyland. This is Busch Gardens. This is what they're doing for the family holiday. And it's more fun than those because if you're really poor, like, look, we're showing up in a nice Volvo when we pull into Govardhan Hill, a Volvo bus. We saw a group of pilgrims pulling up in Haridwar in a dump truck. I kid you not even a nice dump truck, like a really bad dump truck. And they're all just sitting in the dump truck. And you know what? They're having a great time in that dump truck. They looked like they were having lots of fun in the dump truck. And also in the other trailers that they pull along with them, they set up giant tents and they just go into a field and they cook outside. And there's like hundreds of them. So there's all different types of There are very wealthy people doing pilgrimage. There's poor people doing pilgrimage. But it's all a chance to come here to this holy place. So in America, no, you can't just close up shop. We're all in debt in America. It's so funny. The poorest people oftentimes aren't in debt, you know. But in America, we're very like upwardly mobile and we're all in debt. So a lot of you are working through Kartik. All you got to think of is how can I add? How can I add? And your adding is multiplied. There's like compound interest here. How can I add to my life including a little picture of Gopal, baby Krishna, and a little candle. You get some birthday candles, whatever. You get a match, whatever you want, and offer that lamp with all your love, like you're offering your heart. And yeah, and sing a song. Sing Damodar Astakam. You can find it online. Meryl will put it on the board. And it's a prayer remembering Krishna in his most charming form of a little toddler. And we're not so interested in seeing Krishna as this all-powerful, omniscient, who cares? We want to see him in this little, like almost like a little clumsy toddler walking around, stealing little things, being a little naughty, hard to catch, stuff like that. So it's a month of our meditation on Damodar, this baby Krishna. And we add a little. Never think about what I'm not doing. Think about what you can do. Just add a little bit more. Kostuba?
Yeah, well, I think where Raghunath went is right where where our acharyas, our great teachers in the past, have instructed us is you offer a lamp to Damodar in that prayerful mood that he's saying, and you sing the Damodar Astaka, which reveals confidential secrets, confidential teachings on divine love, and the more that it's a beautiful song, and it's full of these special deep spiritual sentiments. By reading the verses, singing the verses, opening your heart to those, you'll gradually more and more begin to understand the nature of the love that is taught and handed down in this lineage. And it's something very, very special. So I think one thing important to remember is really the essence of Kartik, of this special month, is that we increase our meditation on Krishna and Krishna's Leela. Let's not just kind of water it down into any kind of spiritual thing. Let's keep it focused right there. It's
a great month for wearing rose quartz.
Oh God, here he goes. You see?
What? It's a very spiritual stone, my friend. Rose quartz, are you kidding?
No. You think about Krishna, you think about Radha, you think about the residents in Vrindavan, you sing Jai Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, all that kind of thing. It's think of Vrindavan, think of Radha, think of Krishna, think of the gopis, think of the cowherd boys.
Baby Krishna.
Little baby Krishna. Raghunath wants to bring back to the little baby, sweet little.
It's a baby. He's stealing butter. He's getting tied up.
6 ounce little baby. That's there. But yeah, think of Krishna. That's all there is to it. Associate with devotees, come together, do kirtan every night, sing the Damodar Astaka. It's beautiful. I walk around my neighborhood now in the evening, and in the different homes.
And everybody's doing it.
You go to the temple and there's thousands of people, and they give you really good lamps here, Raghunath. A big nice clay lamp with like 3 big wicks in it, and then they dip those wicks in camphor, and then you light that up. And then there's just hundreds and hundreds of people in the temple offered, and Radha Madhav and the Asti Sakis, all the gopis are there, and they're singing. Oh man, it's just so nice. But then when I come home and I'm going around the neighborhood here, and from all the different houses here, people, they're doing their little kirtans. They're offering their lamps. They're singing Damodar Astaka. If only the whole world were like this, we'd be so much better off.
Yeah. Well, I hope that answered your question, Jujitsu. Now that was a good question. Like, what should I do? I got news for you, buddy. You're doing it. We're proud of you. He's quite impressive, this guy. He's got a great attitude, too.
Good man.
Back to you, Mara.
More announcements, please. Who else is doing yoga? Today I introduced myself, said, "You're Raghunath." Somebody said, "You're Raghunath." I said, "Yeah, I'm Raghunath." And this is Mara. She goes, "Oh, you're the one who announces the yoga classes."
I'm famous too.
She's an older lady from Singapore.
Are there more announcements, or are you just joking around?
No.
I was just joking. No, sorry. I just gave her the mic. I'll take it back now.
No problem.
We've heard enough of you.
We got a next question, Raghunath. This is
okay.
This is a great.
Maybe that
question.
should be Mara's job. Mara reads the questions.
You want to read the question, Mara?
Sure, I can do it. Which one did you want?
Why don't you read Cindy's question?
That's a good one. Sure.
Cindy Lunsford?
She's gone back now, right? So we may be a little bit late with this.
No, she's still here.
No, she's still there.
They
Okay.
leave tomorrow.
Okay, well, it's just in time.
She's got a
maybe.
great question, actually.
Yeah.
This question is inspired by a verse from the Bible, as well as some recent experiences in India.
Okay.
We've experienced in India that some pujaris and other seeming gurus and swamis will ask for and even demand money before they provide a ceremony or blessing.
Oh,
Let's clarify what a pujari is.
like a,
Like a temple
priest, temple
you
priest.
could say.
You go to some, and sometimes when you think of a temple, we're thinking of like St. Patrick's Cathedral. No, this thing is like the size of my closet with a deity in it, and there's some man waving incense, inviting you in, and then all of a sudden, instantly demanding money from you.
Okay.
We hear you. We hear you. Keep reading.
We've also experienced this kind of aggressive request for a donation the moment we entered an American temple.
Whoa.
Oh. In Matthew 21:12, Jesus entered the temple courts and drove out all who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves.
You ever want to
is
do that,
written-
Raghunath? Just tear the place up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I see people selling doves, I start wrecking things.
You and Jesus.
I did that in a pet store once. I was like, ah.
It is written, he said to them, my house will be called a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers.
Den of thieves.
In this verse, it seems like
Jesus.
we're not trying to
froze, Mary, you froze up on us.
Oh, really?
In this
You said
house, in this
Jesus and you
verse,
froze.
Okay.
in
this verse,
Interesting.
in this verse, it seemed like Jesus was against the profiteering of preaching and saving souls.
Okay.
We are not trying to argue with the importance of supporting temple and spiritual endeavors with donations and tithing, as we know this assists our spiritual life as well. But we are trying to distinguish between when it is proper and when it falls under the category of money changers, so to speak, or simply exploiting seva as a commodity. Perhaps as Americans, we have been conditioned to be skeptical of people who lead with demands for money, and even more turned off when that is in the context of religion. We're just looking for some insight regarding the philosophy around this topic, as well as how etiquette and culture play into it, so that we are neither offensive to proper spiritual endeavors related to money, nor taken advantage of as a result of our faith in those serving Krishna.
Oh, Kastuba, let me go at this one. Let me take
Easy.
Get him.
Easy on the priest. Easy on the pundas.
Well, no, here's what I'm going to say. It's like me and Kastuba are a couple New Yorkers. And if you've lived in New York City for a while, so don't come at
hold
us.
it, Rug, you lagged.
Yeah.
If you lived in New York City for a while.
We live in New York City, and everybody in New York City is trying to hustle you for money. And so we've developed a type of street smarts. And when people come up to you, we're just like, we don't even look at people. People approach us on the street, we don't even look at them. We just walk right through them. And so when someone and you, no matter what you say, it's a type of street smarts that when you're in New York City, you've just trained yourself. So when we hear Pujari say, like, I am a Brijbasi, it's like you can't try to like work us, you know. And most people, like New Yorkers, aren't offended by it. We just feel like we know this system, but other people are like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's a bad look. And I think it's fair to say that we've met priests and pujaris where you can sniff out the difference. Some aren't using the deities to make money. Yeah. Some are actually joyfully serving the deities. And you want to contribute. You want to, that being said, so that's to the priest side. Priest side, you got to back off and just do what you do best. On the pilgrim side, when you come to somebody's house, you give something. That's part of coming to somebody's house. You contribute. It's like you're going to see the Lord. Give something, and give something according to your means, or give something. You'll see even the poorest people in India, they give some grains. They give some wheat. You got no money? Give wheat. I don't want to hear you don't have any. Give some wheat. Carry around a little sack of wheat and put it right on the altar. They do that.
Okay. All right.
I'm serious. So on the pilgrim side, because sometimes American devotees or Western devotees are like, well, this is bogus, or this is that. Okay, if it's like that, then don't even show up at it. You've got tons of money. You're blowing money at Starbucks or wherever you spend money. Give a little money, please. You know, and
Give a little
it
bit.
goes. It goes. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your heart. You know, and on the pre-side, back off. I've even seen some ISKCON temples. I'm just not happy with the way they conduct business. You walk right in there, they're right on top of you. It's like, let me breathe and love God. Back off my stuff right now. I have all the books. You ever get a book distributor come up to you, want to buy a book? I'm already
It
in,
happened
guy.
to me
I've
the other
already
day
signed
here.
on the line. Oh yeah, but did you get a book yet? I have all the books. How about this one? There's a new one in a new cover. Come on, people. Stop trying to get a quota. Stop trying to get a quota. Try to make me joyful and Krishna conscious. Walk me to see the deity. Give me some prasad. Take care of me as a guest. I'll want to give. Come on.
Just
right?
treat Raghunath like a little, like he's a little toddler, and just feed him.
Treat people with love, and people will lovingly give back. Radha Swami sets the mood for this already. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Radha Swami has never asked. He's just took care of me and loved me. And because of that, I want to give my entire life. He didn't say, hey, I want your entire life. He's got it. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to ask me for my life. He just loves me. And I feel that.
You mean you gave him all your money?
No.
No.
I've given my body and my mind, my thoughts, my spirit, my work. I have no money. I don't have that much money.
Okay. Raghunath's impassioned plea.
Well, I'm impassioned on both sides because I've seen devotees come and they're like, we're not giving anything to these people. Give some money. Give some money, people. Tip your taxi. Tip. Don't argue for 50 rupees with the rickshaw guy. Give him the 50 rupees. You say, you know what? You spend it on whatever you want, Bridge Bossy. You know, give something. Who cares? And pujaris, back off. Restructure your whole program. It's not working. That's my statement.
Okay. Pujaris, back
work.
off. That's our takeaway. That could be a t-shirt right
Pujaris,
there.
back off. It's a t-shirt. Pujaris.
Okay. Can I share something about this, Raghunath?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate where Cindy and Steve are coming from, and I get it, especially when it's someone who, you go across the world, right? You land in Vrindavan. Your hope is that you're going to experience the real thing here, the real deep spirituality, right? And then you feel like someone's treating you like their only concern is that you give them money. And you're kind of like, is this, am I being a sucker here?
I'm like this ATM machine.
Yeah. Is that what you're into? Now here's the deal.
Yeah. What's the deal?
Across what we need to learn as bhakti yogis, and hopefully this becomes deeper and deeper and deeper within us, is that we begin to look for authentic spirituality, and we begin to be able to respectfully move past that which is less than that, in a sense, and we're going to find it, and no doubt we're going to find all gradations, even within the same lineage and the same temples and the same, sanghas. We're going to find people practicing this type of spirituality on all different levels. So let's get used to that. Let's not get disappointed when we see someone performing it on a lower level without the deeper insights. We know that's going to be there. We're consciously looking for the sangha. We're respecting everyone and consciously searching for the sangha of the deeper devotees, right? You might not find that in every pujari. Now, a lot of these pujaris, they've been born in Brahmana families. Sometimes they've been taking care of this little temple for generations. They may or may not be deeply spiritual. And sometimes when you're in that position, you begin to take it for granted and you begin to see it materialistically. Now, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to tell a story. You know the story I'm going to tell? Raghunath, any idea?
Cracking nuts.
Yeah, that's the one. That
there
was a pujari, a temple priest, and he was doing all the rituals for one family who had, on their altar the Shalagram Shila. It's a self-manifest deity of Vishnu. that's in the, in the form of a stone. And he saw the entire thing entirely materialistically. They would offer these chestnuts every day, and he would take them into the temple and close the door. And basically, he just saw it as an opportunity that he would eat the chestnuts himself. So he had a deeply focused spiritual service to do. But for him, rather than thinking this is all Krishna's and my job is to make the offering to Krishna, he was thinking, oh, this is a good position for me to be in. What can I get? I get the and he was so callous to the sacredness of his role that when he looked at the Shalagram Shila, he didn't see it in terms of, oh, here's Lord Vishnu, how can I serve and please? He thought, oh, here's a rock, I can use it to crack open the nuts and eat them without offering, right? And that story is used to illustrate how we can see any kind of how our vision can be so gross that we take everything spiritual and see it in a material light. But that is there. A lot of these Brahmana families, they may have lost the plot. They may have lost the plot, and they've lost the idea of really what it is that they're doing there. So that's going to be there. Now, let me say this. When you go to a place like Vrindavan in the general Braj area, sometimes these people are very poor, and so they don't have any other skills, and this is what they were given to do. And, it's like, maybe we shouldn't be too judgmental. Maybe if we were suffering, a similar type of poverty, we might also be coming from that direction. When we enter into Vrindavan, we want to honor every living being. And so if I'm there and I get treated like that, it's not necessary. I'm not going to be too disappointed. I'm not going to search for my deep spiritual insights and sangha from this person. I'll try to be somewhat understanding, and I'll move on. It's like that, and as you were saying, that we should be generous when we go to these temples. It's not a lot for us to give 100, 200 rupees or more, It's not so much for us, but these temples need to be maintained too, and their priests need to be maintained. So there's a lot of angles to it. I think the most important thing is, because I can hear from Cindy and Steve, it can be like deflating. Try not to allow it to be deflating. Sometimes we have to really enter into these holy places, we have to get past that surface level, to go deeper. And that's always going to be some test, a test of tolerance, a test of humility. So if you're treated like that, try to see it like that, okay, this person's bringing an energy that I'm really not into right now. Let me just be respectful and move on, and not let it become deflating. I'll find that spiritual connection if I keep searching for it. So those are some thoughts.
Stop hustling us. Stop hustling us and become. The other side is.
That was the end of my message.
Stop being such a tightwad. No, I'm doing both sides, man. I'm seeing it from all angles. Stop hustling us and stop being such a tightwad.
Sounds like one side.
No, I'm saying as pilgrims, don't be tightwads. As pujaris and priests, rethink your program. Rethink the way you get donations. It's not working. Here, for example, we were walking around Govardhan Hill the other day. Listen to me. Listen up this one. We're walking around Govardhan Hill, and there's these people that chase you with tilak, and they're chasing you to try to put tilak. And it stinks. They want a donation. They're going to just put a stamp on your forehead, and I literally have to block my face, and I don't want to swat them, but that's what I want to do because they're in my face, and I don't like it. Then right after them, there's 3 children standing.
Oh, that was good.
One is standing completely still holding a pretend flute. One is standing giving blessings with her hand palm held up. And the other one is just sort of like a gopi standing there. And I was like, I should give these guys money.
Yeah.
They're not, what? I want to give these guys money. It's just like they're not just being annoying. Okay, we get it. Everybody needs money. Even the priests, the poor people think of a clever way to do it. Think of a clever way to do it.
Well, I don't know if it's their job to find out exactly what.
Well,
what
it
turns
is
you
if they
on.
want to. If it is their job. And if you run an ISKCON temple or a Hare Krishna temple or any temple, you better think of a clever way to do it, or else you're going to end up driving people away and they're going to feel
Now-
hustled.
I'll give an example of someone who was playing that role with the deep insight, the deep realization. You ready?
What?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Okay,
Always.
just checking. I would say you read Radhanath Swami's The Journey Home, and you read about Ganesham. You remember the story
There
about
you go.
Ganesham?
There you go.
Right. Here's a person that he lived so simply. He was he had a deity of Krishna, and he was living so simply that like basically he was living in someone's little kind of like hallway thing, and the little closet was like his temple. You know, that was it.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing about devotees. They can just get real simple. We
sleep in the
talk about
hallway.
getting simple. We talk about getting simple. Oh, we're going to simplify. We're going to do a tiny home. You know what I love about Indians is like they'll just
sleep
lay down.
anywhere.
I went by this lady who's just laying down outside of Prabhupada's Samadhi today. And it wasn't like she was a poor lady. She was probably a very wealthy lady. She's like, I'm just going to lay down here. And it's just like no ego at all. I'm just laying here. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, in these family homes, there's just like the father is just like sitting out in the living room and living in like the living room, the beds in the living room, and people just they have these big beds where a lot of people sleep together. It's adorable. Everyone's just all the kids are sleeping, the grandchildren are sleeping.
But, you know, I've seen that a lot when like a big group of us ends up in some Indian person's home and they give us like the bedrooms and they all just flop in the living room on the floor like in a pile. You know,
why won't we do it? Like every kid's got to get their own room in America. It's ridiculous.
So anyway, when you read that story,
should all be sleeping in one of these beds by the fireplace. That's what we should be doing.
Okay. So it's a story about he was such a pure devotee with such a simple, pure heart. He would just basically some family said, here, you can have this closet to worship your deity and you can just kind of sleep there on the ground. And people would come to visit that temple. And somehow Radhanath Swami got directed to him. And when he came and he saw, here's this American kid. They had never seen any Americans there, you know, like how is this guy into this, right? But he just saw him. He said, you've come to see, what was the name of his deity? I forget. But you've come to see Krishna.
You come to see.
Right? You are Krishna's friend, you know. So then whatever food was offered to the deity, he would feed it all to Radhanath Swami. You know, oh, sit down. You are Krishna's friend. He wants to feed you. Let me give you the food that's been offered, right? And then eventually someone said to Radhanath Swami, hey, I don't like what you're doing. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? What did I do? Every day you're going over to the Ganesham and he's feeding you all the food. Is that wrong? Well, he's not getting any food himself. He's giving you everything. He's like, what? I didn't know that. So then he went back and Ganesham's like, yeah, sit down, eat. He's like, no, you've got to save this food for yourself. You know, he said, no, eat, you know, and it was just like, it's a whole long story about just Gopi Jana Vallabha.
There you go.
Thank you, David Charles Wilson. Yeah, you are Gopi Jana Vallabha's friend. You can still go to that temple we're organized. Have you been there before?
No.
Oh yeah, you can go. Yeah, you can
It's that
go.
closet?
No, it's like a whole temple now. They just built it. They built it around his deity.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It may have been Chowpatty people that kind of funded that.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Interesting. There's so
You
many
should
good
go.
temples in Vrindavan.
You
So many
should
good
definitely go to
temples in
that one.
Vrindavan.
Why don't you?
Every
why don't
nook
you,
and
nook
cranny
and
has a temple.
Why don't you
cranny.
go to that nook and cranny and bring the journey home and sit down and read the story together. A little bonding there. You, Mara.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm in.
Make it happen.
Me and Mara and Bhakti Vinod. We haven't been
Yeah, get
we
Bhakti
haven't been
Vinod.
apart. When we're alone, it means me, Mara, and Bhakti Vinod. That's how it's been.
Well, he's a
He
third
just
wheel. He's a
left.
good third wheel.
Yeah.
He's Bob Healy, third wheelie, we call him.
That's right.
But he just left. I don't know. What we're
So
gonna
we
do
don't
without
even
him.
know how to relate to each other without him here.
Well, that's
not
why I'm
even
trying to
like
help.
each
You
other.
go.
We may not. He might be the bridge that's
The
joining
glue.
us together as a couple. Okay, let's get on with our next question. That was a good one.
Okay. That
Okay.
Good
why don't
one,
we
Cindy.
Why don't we read the question from Kristen?
Yeah.
Oh, she's here
Kristen.
actually.
Lady
yeah, Lady
Sita.
Sita.
I want to
Lady
unmute
Sita.
her. Want to unmute
Maybe
her?
she can read it herself.
Lady Sita. We call her Lady Sita because she lives in Sri Lanka, where Lady Sita was kept captive. So Lady Sita, and she's American, right? She's American.
Yeah.
Jersey.
She's Jersey American. That's a whole different American. Let's introduce her to everybody.
Do you see her to unmute her? I have a speaker view on. Oh, there she
Me
is.
too.
Lady
Okay,
Sita.
got it.
Hi, Lady Sita.
Hey, sorry. Just eating dinner.
Okay.
Shoving a puri in your mouth. What is going on over there?
The carrot.
Sorry to interrupt your dinner.
Sorry to interrupt. Where are you?
I'm in Sri Lanka. I was in America for 2 weeks because my dad is quite sick. But back in.
Hence the question, right?
Yeah.
Hence the question. Well, first of all, now that we got you on the show, what's your story? How'd you get here? Who are you? Give us a 4-sentence bio.
Okay, talk about on the spot. All right.
4 sentences. That's all you get.
Okay, that. I came into Bhakti through this podcast, and I'm indebted to you too. You changed my life. You really did. Don't want to start crying, but thank you. And
Can you give us some? Can you give us some money, please? Please give us some money. Please give us some money. I'm a pujari. Please give me money. Seva, Prabhu.
It's so funny you were saying that, because when I went to the temple here in Sri Lanka, that was the first thing that happened to me. Was they asked for money, and it was such a big turnoff that I didn't go back again for like a year.
It's a turnoff. It's a turnoff. Figure it out. Think of a new program. Give a cookie. Instead of asking, give something. Hey, welcome. Here's a cookie. It's offered to God.
Yeah, it was really kind of.
Do I have to think of everything, Kastuba?
I think you're going a little too heavy on that side, though, Ragnar. We need a little. You got to balance it out a little bit.
I'm very balanced, I think. Ask Mara. I'm very balanced.
There's nothing balanced about you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mara. Balance it out.
Okay. On with your bio, madam.
Yes, Lady Sita, please continue.
So yeah, I started listening to you when we were on full scale lockdown here in Sri Lanka, and
you're a yoga person, right? You traveled around the world, right?
Yeah,
teaching and stuff.
International school teacher, so I've lived all over the world.
Here's a fun fact.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Lady Sita teaches in the school that my wife Gita Priya went to as a young girl in Colombo.
That's unbelievable.
Krishna.
Yeah,
that's a Krishna miracle.
It really is. It really, really is. So it was all divine. It was all divine. Like, and one of the stories that I've told in my, I'm on my 3rd sage group now, which is really exciting.
Awesome.
Is the first time I came to Lanka on the trip, actually, where I met my husband. I bought what I thought was just some little statue, and thought it was cool. It was some guy playing a flute. Like, that's pretty cool. Held on to it for literally years. And of course, now I know exactly who that is. And
you've been carrying Krishna around for years.
It's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
So now it's on the altar.
And you live full time in Sri Lanka. That's fascinating too.
Yeah. Yep. I'm actually heading to.
She met a nice Sri Lankan man.
Nepal.
Settled down there, right?
That's great.
So anyway, yeah, so I live full time here. And I'm sorry, did you read my question, or did you want me to say
we have it here. You could either just say it if you want, or we could read it, or you could read it as you like.
Yeah. I grew up Catholic, like I know you two did as well.
Yeah, loved it. I did. Had a good Catholic experience.
And so for me as a kid growing up and praying, it was always asking for things, asking. Can you help me do this?
Me too.
And I always have Raghu's voice in the back of my head, like the metaphysical Amazon Prime, that you don't just go around asking. So what I'm really struggling with at the moment is, like, obviously my dad's very sick. would love to see him get better if it's Krishna's will, of course. But how do I pray without just asking for what I want? You know, that's the question.
Thank you for that question. It is
you for
like,
that
we're gonna. Would you like to start with that one?
Sure. I don't think it's bad to pray for your father's well-being. I don't think it's materially motivated. It's just like, how did you phrase it in your actual written question in times of something like that, Mara?
Yeah, and if it's my hour of need,
It's your hour of need. You're turning to Krishna.
yeah,
It's your hour of need. You're turning to Krishna. And I think with the philosophy, we understand that, maybe it is Krishna. I don't know. Do you want this person maybe it's better for this person not to be here. Thy will be done, Krishna. But for me, I don't want to see this person suffer. I don't want him to go through hell on earth. Can you please keep this person connected and keep looking over this person? Ultimately, your will be done. If you want him to be with us, Krishna, then I accept your will. But more than anything, can this person be deeply connected with you? Whether he lives, let him be connected with you. Because let's face it, there's people who are living and healthy and ripped and and like very fit, and they're just disconnected people. So we don't just want dad here; we want dad connected and here. And if he leaves, we want him connected as well. That's how I would pray. But I think it's beautiful that you're actually taking shelter. Oh, Krishna, I'm missing my father so much. I don't want him in pain. Does that help at all, Lady Sita?
Absolutely.
I
Thank
think
you
it's
very
beautiful
much.
you're taking shelter. I think you're beautiful taking shelter in such a situation. In good times and in bad, we look towards Krishna as our only shelter. Kostuba, what would you add to that, Prabhu?
I think you got to something there, Raghunath. Yes, we're generally kind of trained when in our lineage, we're trained to not see Krishna. We say pure bhakti is free from karma and jnana, right? Meaning it's free from the motive behind karma, which is I'm praying to God for the things of this world, or to the gods or the goddesses, whatever. But my motive is I want the things of this world, and that does have to do with family and wealth and so many other things. And then there's a motive of jnana, which is I'm praying to God for liberation, for freedom from the sufferings of this world. We say pure bhakti, uttama bhakti, the real thing that we're making the priority of our life is free from those motives, right? Entirely free. It's based entirely on love. And this is the key. And I think there's a bit of a subtle nuance in this that I think Raghunath is getting at. We want our approach to Krishna to be free of wanting the things of this world and free of wanting escape from this world, you can say, and based entirely on love. But it's one thing if you go to someone to ask for something, like you may ask for something from God and say, give it. And then as soon as you give it, you forget about them because you have no love for them. I just want something from you. When I need it, I'm going to turn to you and say, please give it to me. And then I'm going to turn around and go. There's no love there. It's another thing if in your prayers around this challenging time in the life of your father and your own life, if it's an external material situation that brings you to open your heart more to Krishna. So in other words, if through caring for your father you're turning to Krishna, dear Krishna, all along you're all that I have, you're the only one that I can depend on. You are my shelter. You are my shelter in my time of need, dear Krishna. Now now what it's doing is it's deepening your relationship with Krishna rather than just give me and I got what I want. So that idea of turning to Krishna in times of need, that is not necessarily counter to bhakti. That is not necessarily against or unfavorable for bhakti. If you're turning to Krishna just like a child turns to their parent, Doesn't
Yeah.
mean the child doesn't love the parent. No, it's the child's expression of love. You're my shelter. So I believe that that your prayers and your mood is like that, and I think that you'll be fine. You know, and I think that, you know, again, the nuance of what Raghunath was saying is, at the same time, we're cultivating truth, and that truth is ultimately, Krishna, you have a plan here. I'm a person that's lost in the waves of the material world. I'm happy one moment and I'm suffering the next. I'm going up and down, and what I'm going through here is what we all know happens, right? That we're in these temporary bodies, and these temporary bodies cause us suffering when someone dear to us is maybe we may become separated from. So I know that that's going to happen. Krishna, ultimately, you are shelter in every way. If you so desire, you know, please, you know, share your special blessings on my father. Ultimately, I'm willing to accept whatever you offer me. I'm yours, Krishna. You know, that's the mood that when we say that's the prayer, it's the mood that we're cultivating. Krishna, you're my shelter. Krishna, you're my shelter. You know, so I think if you're praying like that, then that's good for your bhakti.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
You and your father in our prayers as well.
Yeah, in our prayers too. We love you, Lady Sita.
Thank you so much.
Hari, Hari.
It was beautiful. Kostuba, are you? I'm just curious. Are you like scared of death? Do you ever think about it? Like, if I die, do you have a plan of when you're going to die, or do you think like, or do you like, God, I don't want to die, or do you think like, I'm okay dying, I'm okay?
I think like that, but of course that's easy, right? Then someday
Yeah, it's easy
you're
to
gonna,
say. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I
It's easy
think
to
I don't
say.
care. I think I feel like, you know what, I've done a lot of stuff, but I don't want to be tortured, but or hurt. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm okay if Krishna wants to. I feel like I don't want to say that. Go over downhill. Maybe I'll die. Maybe I did. I mean, the fact that I'm even worried that I just said that maybe means I'm not ready. Okay, I'm taking it back. I'm not ready to go yet.
All right.
There's things I want to do. I'm attached. I don't do well with a little pain. Yesterday, I thought I was about to get a bad ear infection. I was like, Mara, it's gonna get bad. What the heck? Bhakti Vinod's calling. Okay. Anyway, did you want to share anything about your own mortality?
I know it's coming. I don't know when.
You know what's weird? It's coming. There's going to be a time where like we're all going to be like, Kostuba's dead. And we're going to be heartbroken, Kostuba. It stinks. I'm gonna miss you.
Kostuba's dead.
I'm gonna miss you. I might even get a little figurine made.
No need for that, Raghunath. No need.
That looks like you. You know what? You look very similar to Bhakti Siddhanta. So I could get a Bhakti Siddhanta one and then sort of just like.
That's a very bad idea, Raghunath. It went from weird to really bad quick.
Put a
Don't do that,
hat
please.
on it.
I will be very disappointed if you do that, and I will haunt you.
Put a little T-shirt on it. This is Kostuba. I love you. I'll miss you.
I just want to remind you that I'm still holding something in my pocket to keep you behaving well, and that's the Ghostbuster.
What's the what?
The Ghostbuster can be on our show.
Oh, yeah, you got a Ghostbuster there. Let's Kartik.
Yeah, well, behave.
Let's wait till after Kartik before we get the Ghostbuster on.
Okay,
I started going somewhere weird recently, didn't I? On a holy place.
I got people coming up to me now, nice people coming up and saying, "Oh, but by the way, I love the show. It's changed my life, etc., etc." And by the way, the Ghostbuster. Can you connect me with the Ghostbuster?
You know what? Sometimes you got to give people what they want, Kostuba. Everyone wants ghosts and everybody wants UFOs.
Everyone doesn't want ghosts.
What do you know?
Nobody wants ghosts. That's why you have the
No
Buster.
one wants them. We want to know how to get rid of them. Okay. Everybody's got them. Everybody's got them. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. A lot of people have them.
I think the Ghostbuster has a 7-week waiting list, Raghunath.
Really? It's a good, it's a lucrative career, I think. People want to get into this type
Maybe
of
the
thing.
Pujaris ought to get into this.
Imagine if you just go to a Ghostbuster temple.
He
where
doesn't
they're
make
always like,
any
"Hey,
money
please
off
give
it.
some money.
He doesn't charge. This Ghostbuster does not charge.
That is great. Put me on the list. By the time I get to my port in February, maybe it'll be my turn.
Do you have ghosts right now? Mara, does he have, is he
I
ghosty?
don't think so. I have
you
spiritual
don't need a
dreams.
buster.
Like I have spiritual dreams like every night. I think if anything, I got an angel inside me. I'm serious. The angel giving me good luck.
I like that.
I'm a lucky guy. I'm a
When
very
you bring the
lucky guy.
angel on the show, then I'll bring the Ghostbuster on the show.
The angel. Yeah, there are people that can see angels too. You don't believe me? You don't believe
Sure,
me?
it's true.
There are people that can see those things.
Do their names start with Madam?
Madame Blavatsky, is that what you're thinking?
Well, or any Madam, like in a little storefront.
I think Madame Blavatsky could do those things. Don't mock Kostuba. There's a whole secretive world out there that you are blind to. Have
Raghunath,
faith.
I got personal connections with the Busters. Okay, you don't have to lecture me
faith
about
in-
this.
There's potency out there in stones, gems, perhaps. We need a good gem
Gemology.
guy on the show.
Yeah, we could do that.
That'd be good. Gems, the healing effects of gems.
Just accept the gem of the holy name, Raghunath.
I have. And now
Well,
I
then
want
why do
you
you
to
need anything
accept the
more?
Gem. I want you to accept
Then what-
the gem
what
of
more do you
rubies and
need?
blue sapphires.
What more do you need? Throw your gems
What more do you
away.
need?
You won't receive that name until you
That's
take
like
that ring
saying,
off right
you're
now and throw it. Throw it, Raghunath.
Well, I can
Take
say
that
the
big
same
ring
thing.
off.
Then throw your shoes away. Throw
I
your
haven't worn
away.
shoes
Next
since
time
I
you go to
got
New York
here.
City- Okay.
Since I-
in New York City, in the snow, throw your shoes away. Just trust the holy
That's
name.
not the same.
Yes, it's totally the same.
No, it's
Those
not.
gems can be used to help you in bhakti. Duh. Come on.
No, you got the holy name. You're good, right?
Okay, so you don't need shoes then?
I haven't worn shoes
Use
since I got
whatever
here.
you can to help you in bhakti, boss. Whether it's physical, like a Vibram soul, or
But you're just trying to look cool.
that could be.
Okay.
That could be. I won't deny that. So, well, okay. So you're going to wear a pair of clodhoppers. You're going to get some shoes that you like also.
What-
To look
What
cool.
are you talking about? What's that?
You don't think you're going to get some boots to look cool? Well, these are really warm, but they're
I
like
don't have any
clodhop-
cool boots.
I know, but you will get cooler boots than uncool boots. All I'm saying is there's always
You got a
ego
cool
there.
looking. You know,
Just move forward in Krishna Seva Kastuba.
just give your life to
fight the
Krishna,
system.
Raghunath. Just give your life
Huh?
to Krishna. That's all I'm saying. Just give your life to Krishna.
What more do I do? I'm sitting here in India
No,
doing a
it's the
podcast.
gemology. It's the Ghostbusters.
The boots,
all of this.
Kostuba. Stop wearing boots. If you really love God, take off all your boots.
I don't think that's a good argument, Raghunath.
Take your watch off.
All right. I think that's a show, guys.
Hey,